Wanna see my hair? Yes. Wanna know how to do it? Yes, please. I'll show you a tutorial. Keep watching. Right, so welcome. Allow me to moisturize my lips. Okay, so today is Saturday the 18th of April. The time is 1:40. Okay, my last day off was, I think, whatever day was before yesterday, Thursday, and I had spent the whole day finishing off my hair and editing a video of these yarn locks. Okay, these glorious yarn locks which I created and put upon my head top. Yes, I wish you could see the length of them. I'm gonna show you the length here. Yes, that's how long they are. Okay, you may have seen I have a braided bead one, but unfortunately I was freeing up space on my phone because I recorded my phone, and Google Photos told me that the video was backed up, so I deleted it. Now I use an editor called Splice because this thing right here has not worked since January 5th. So I've been using my phone to edit, right? And the whole thing just got deleted. So here I am. I'm going to take out this braid right here. I'm going to redo it because I feel like, see this side? My mum did it so nice and neat, and the it's all nice and just uniform, whereas this is just pop, 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 and then it's just back. So I thought I'd just redo these two. And I thought, why not do it on camera? Because I feel like, look, just look at how, these are yarn locks, right? Excuse my pimples. They're just really, it's just a really nice hairstyle to have. So I thought the world will be missing out if I don't show them how to do this hair, especially in this lockdown. So God so good and me so gracious. I thought, let me, I'm gonna remove it and I'm gonna do it again because you guys deserve it. You deserve this. To get this style of yarn locks, you need a pack of normal kind of sized yarn, which is like this thin, right? This is from Lidl, I think it was like £2.49. A pack of chunky yarn, which is like this size. A comb, like a rat tail comb for your parts. A lighter to burn the ends. And you need a pair of scissors. For the preparing of the yarn, you might want a bigger pair of scissors. I get a length of yarn about this long. It's literally like the width of my arms. One thick one and two thin ones like this. Okay? First, let me show you how to grab the yarn out. So what I do, literally, you just grab one end of the yarn and you grab the other end. Now, depending on how long you want it, so if you don't want it too long, you can literally just do this and then like just go like that basically. Each time you do this is one strand of hair, one braid. You just go like that, literally just go like that until you get tired really. Now obviously for this length of hair, you'd use your entire width. So for however long you want your braid to be, that's how long the gap will be between your hands. Okay, so obviously my hair is a lot longer, so I did my length like this. And I went like that. Now just for showing you purposes, I'll do it a short way. So you go like that, basically, go like that. Obviously stretch out arms for this length. And then once you've reached a capacity where you feel like you're tired, you can't go anymore, or you just want to cut it, then you cut this end and you cut the other end, yeah? Then you have individual strands, and that's how you get your like yarn prepared. For the thinner yarn, every 2 strands of thin yarn must go with 1 strand of thick yarn. So basically you go for twice as long. So if you went for 2 minutes for this one, you'll go for 4 minutes for that one. It doesn't really matter because obviously when you run out, you'll just do it again. But it just saves time doing it before. I always recommend preparing your yarn the day before because it's just kind of long. Your arms get tired. You're already going to be standing there braiding your hair. So it's always better to just prep the hair beforehand. Right, so I've got black girl medium sized hair, okay? This is short hair, but for this hairstyle it's quite long. The first time I had it done, my hair was like this long. It's really good for short hair, I will say that. So you've got your 2 strands of yarn, okay? And you've got your 1 chunky yarn. Preferably the same length. It doesn't really have to be, as long as the thick yarn is longer than the short yarn. So you're going to have your chunky yarn in the middle, and you're going to make sure it's equally lengthed. Or if you can't get it perfect, there shouldn't be too much gap, because if you leave too much gap, it will impact how your hair looks. If you hold your hair randomly and your gap is like this long, your braid will end here. You're just going to have to cut the hair because it will just be funny looking. There's no way that you can do one strand without it looking inconsistent. So you need to make sure that your hair's pretty much doubled up all the way to the end. This yarn, on the other hand, you will attach it at the middle, but you will have it kind of like this. So part of the yarn is here, and part of the thin yarn is going past the actual thick yarn. This is because when you reach the end, you're going to need more to be able to wrap towards the end of the hair. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start braiding. I'm going to just release this twist. I'm going to stand a bit funny so you can see everything in shot. Now you could turn this into 2 parts, but you know me, lazy. I've worried my scalp today, boy. Okay, this is a good place to stop. Now, grabbing the shortest strand, now usually if my hair was like here and I was braiding it where it's like a lot thicker, I would be wrapping it a lot tighter, but because my front hairs aren't so thick, I'm able to wrap it as I usually would for the whole braid, the whole lock. I'll show you an example after this one. Right, so we've reached the bottom of this yarn now, this strand of yarn. Gonna pick out the shortest one and pick up where we left off and continue wrapping. I'm gonna just continue wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. Maybe I should stand this way. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Okay, now we've reached the end of this one. Again, we're going for the shortest one. Try and leave gap in between the wrap, because realistically the strands should be lasting to the end of the hair. And I'm just kind of releasing the hair. The hand action. So similar to faux locks essentially with Mali hair. With Mali hair you would make sure all bases are covered. So we've reached the end of this strand now. Picking up where we left off again. So yeah, so the only difference with Mali twists or Mali locks with like kinky hair is you'd make sure that the whole under thing is covered. Now because this is all yarn and it's all a yarn material, you don't need to really make sure that everything's covered because it all looks the same. And that's the whole point of this, is to see one strand. It makes it look more real as well, and it's less stiff. When you leave gaps in between, it helps to keep the hair a little bit more flexible. I'm going to end it there because it's actually reached the top of my something. So this is how I do the bottom. So when you reach the bottom, you need to wrap it tightly, close together, leaving no gaps. Literally, you kind of use the string to feel for where the next area is to wrap, and you put it just underneath it. So for me, I can hear it when it rubs over the next line. So when I hear that clink clink sound, I know that's a good place to stop. So now I'm tightening it, making a loop, not a loop, sorry, making a knot. And this is how tight it should be looking at the end. This is good. This makes it easier to keep burning the ends of the hair. So then we cut. Okay, until you have this. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up again so you can see the burning process. Hello again. So before burning, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the loose ends, which are basically where there was a little handover before the next line of yarn began. So I can't see any more loose ends, so that's fine with me. Now I'm gonna grab my lighter. Okay. And burn the ends. And also slightly burn where there was tight locks. Then you wrap. Doesn't feel too secure to me, so I'm going to do it one more time. And wrap. And there we have a yarn lock. This hairstyle is pretty simple to do, in my opinion, compared to any other kind of braid lock kind of hairstyle. You can style it, you can put them little gems in. I've got some more in here somewhere. I've got one on here, but yeah, all this is unimportant information. Yeah, it's my favorite hairstyle to do. This is how I did the back. I did the back pretty gappy. As you can imagine, it is still quite a lot of yarn on this head of mine, and I like to have my hair up on my head. Like I like to have updos. I don't like having too much braids on my hair. But yarn locks are fairly light to have, so that's why I like doing them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, let me know. But yeah, this is the hair. The back ones look a bit funky because I use a different shade of outside yarn, but the top ones are all completely black yarn. Oh yeah, and for an example of how to ensure your actual hair doesn't stick out, this is how tight you would lock the hair. So yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and oil my scalp because your girl's scalp is dry as hell. Okay, yes, thank you for watching and happy locking.